Hi, good everybody. Bill Phillips here on a Friday. It is a holiday weekend, the Easter weekend, this weekend on Sunday. Today is Good Friday. So a lot of people getting together, family and friends, community as well, and getting together as well in religious services all across the Ohio Valley, all across the world. So that is going to be part of our noon show on WTOV9. Some of the religious events that'll be going on. So we'll talk about that. We got a whole lot to talk about, but a holiday weekend. So a lot of people may have it off, and it did look a little light on the traffic cameras, Jordan, where it was, you're like, oh, where's all the traffic? Well, a lot of people are off today. Mm-hmm. We're here with producer extraordinaire, Jordan. And Jordan, how is your week gone?
Normal.
Normal? All right. Nothing too exciting about it?
Nothing bad happened.
But you have a big event tomorrow.
Pirate game.
Hopefully it doesn't rain.
I will not be happy if it rains.
I mean, especially after today, because today's supposed to be beautiful, and yesterday was really nice. But if you're there, you'll bring the sunshine and keep the rain away. Okay. Pirates actually winning a couple games. They're like 8-12 now, or 9-12. They're closing in on 500.
Still not good.
No. And who are they playing tonight? I can't remember. Whoever they're playing is 9-9. Oh, they're playing Cleveland.
Yeah,
it's the big rivalry. It's the Guardians and the Pirates. And I remember when I think it may have been the very first series that they did that, where they did the interleague play, and I went up to Three Rivers Stadium, and the Cleveland Indians at the time were playing the Pittsburgh Pirates. And I remember we didn't really have a parking pass that did anything for us at WTOV9. You parked. I was over near the West End Bridge, and basically had all the gear. I was running late. I had no idea about.
You had to park by the West End Bridge.
Oh yeah, and this was back in the day when you had the camera with the recorder over your shoulder and everything, and it weighed about 1,000 pounds. And I didn't know about the traffic going into the tunnel, so I got there literally minutes before the game started. I came into the Pirates dugout, and Fred Tice, who's the photographer at Channel 11, Ohio Valley native, he looked at me and he went, "What are you thinking?" And he goes, "This thing starts in a few minutes. What are you doing?" I said, "Oh, Fred, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'll handle it. I'm gonna go over and I'm gonna get Mike Hargrove, the manager of the Indians, to do an interview with me." And he looked at me like, "What? How are you going to get them?" And I said, "Don't worry about it. I'm going to go over and get him." So now the thing is, Rich Donnelly and I had talked a couple times, and he told me all this about the first time he brought Mike to Steubenville. They were friends and everything. And he said he took him to Naples in Steubenville, wonderful Italian restaurant. And he was they called him the human rain delay, because when he would get into the batter's box back in the day before the pitch clock and everything,
it would rain.
He just about, because he took that long. He'd fix his thumb, fix his helmet, fix his glove, fix his socks, fix his shoes, fix the waistband on his pants, the whole thing. So I went over and Rich told me, he goes, "If you ever need an interview with him, just walk over and says Rich Donnelly told me to tell you that you need to do an interview with me." and that's all I told him. So I walked over. So Mike Hargrove is literally leaning on the batting cage. I've got 2 minutes before I'm supposed to be live. Now Fred's getting the shot ready to go, and I literally walk over and I go, "Mike, Bill Phillips from WTOV9 in Steubenville." He goes, "Oh, Steubenville, Rich Donnelly's from," And I said, "Yeah." And Rich told me that I need to tell you that he expects you to do an interview with me, and no questions asked. And he said, "All right, when do you want to do it?" I said, right now. He goes, "How long is it going to take us?" "A minute or two." And he goes, "Perfect."
Wow.
So he came over. Fred's jaw hit the ground. He was like, "How in the world did you do that?" And I'm like, "Rich Donnelly helped me out." So the power of one Mr. Rich Donnelly, no doubt about it. But and then Mike came over. We did an interview. It went really well, and Fred just kept shaking his head like, I'm not sure what just happened, but that's not right. And I just remember when I got to the state, I was a pretty good lather from running over. I mean, I was in a full sprint, and it was just kind of like, okay, let's get this done. So so the Guardians and Pirates. Now how many years? I can't even remember what year that was. It was that long. It was Three River Stadium. That's how long it was. It was back in the 90s. So and I don't even remember who won the game. I couldn't tell you, but it was great, and Mike was great, and I always appreciate that. And when you're in that spot where it's kind of like, hey, we're hoping to get a interview, and then the person comes through for you, and so Rich came through for me, and then Mike just kind of went. He literally like dropped his head and was like, okay, yeah, I got to do it. So we ended up doing that. But who you never drop your head over is Mike Biasi at Valley Converting. He's the leader of Valley Converting. They're in T-Town, the gem city of Toronto, Ohio. Drove past Toronto last night. Was out on a drive and drove past, and I thought, there's Valley Converting right there. I can see it from my ride.
Nice.
And so we can't thank them enough for being a big part of the show. And we want to thank them for everything that they do for us. And if you have recycling products, paper products, that's where you need to go.
Every piece of paper has a story. What if that story didn't end when you were done with it?
At Valley Converting, we turn your old paper products into recycled paperboard, continuing the story.
Locally owned and operated in Toronto, Ohio, bringing your paper to Valley Converting isn't just about recycling.
It's about supporting a cleaner, greener future for all of us.
We are here 5 days a week to help you make some green by going green.
And remember,
recycle for your future.
All right, everybody. Want to thank Valley Converting again. And as we mentioned tonight and this weekend, big series of baseball because it's Cleveland and Pittsburgh, and that's always fun. Always makes for an interesting matchup. And Jordan, producer extraordinaire, is going to be at the game tomorrow night. So we are pulling for no rain.
Yes.
Now, maybe, hopefully, rains during the day, and clears up at night, and then you get a nice evening of baseball. So. Or maybe if they do have rain, it's just one time, and then everybody gets back in their seats and stuff. Just bring a towel, wipe off the seat, so your tushy doesn't get wet. There's nothing. It's just bad. You sit when you go to a game, you're sitting and it's like, oh, that's no fun.
Yeah,
that's no fun. We don't want to do that. Suzanne is here. All right. Good morning, Mr. Bill and producer Jordan. Hope you both have a blessed Easter. You as well.
Too.
You as well. We can't thank you enough for the Easter blessing. We greatly appreciate it. And you know what, Jordan? It is. We are coming to the end of the Lenten season with Easter on Sunday, and of course today, Good Friday. Christians around the world remembering and remembering the crucifixion of Christ. And so it's a big weekend as the Lenten season comes to an end. Now, one of the things we talked about back at the beginning of the Lenten season, Ash Wednesday, talked about, what you're going to give up, what you're going to do. Maybe some people like to try and do something. Some people like to, try and do different things, or they give up certain things. And in hopes of bringing themselves closer to God and strengthening a relationship with God. And one of the things that we talked about, now Jeff Exline talks about the licorice. I guess he's a licorice fiend, the black licorice. He loves it. So that's always one of his things that he always gives up. But one of the things we talked about was try and be 2% nicer. It was kind of at the end of one of the 9-minute Phill-Ups. And we talked about, trying to do things, a little bit better. And if everybody was 2% nicer, maybe that would be, something that'd be really good. So, that sounds, I think I tried to do it. It was, something I think you just try, did you try
a natural thing?
Yeah. Yeah. And so now the thing is, I will say this, I had a couple of people actually tell me that they had heard the podcast. And they said that they thought about that a couple of times about trying to be 2% nice. So I thought, well, that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's very cool. So hopefully you had a wonderful Lenten season, and that whatever you either gave up or tried to add to went very, very well. And your relationship with God, you're a little bit closer, and things are going well for you. So Good Friday today, Easter Sunday this weekend, the holiday weekend. And for my man Corey Benedict, former photographer here, now up at WPXI Channel 11 in Pittsburgh, he says, speaking of this weekend's events, what are yours and Jordan's picks for WrestleMania 41?
I don't even know the people.
So Corey is a hardcore wrestling fan. Who do you got? Who do you got?
Who even is? I don't even know the people.
I don't know. I think
that's what I mean. I don't even. Corey, I'm sorry, but I have no idea.
I get all the old people. I picked him, Corey. I picked him in the. And I picked him in the one pool that you had, and I won with him. Rhodes, I think I had Rhodes. Yeah. I had Rhodes, and I'll go with him.
I don't know. I'll go with him at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I'm going to go with him. So that's what I'm going with. But WrestleMania, if you're a wrestling fan, big weekend this weekend, WrestleMania. Corey, are there any steel cage matches? Just because that's fun. It's just fun to hear people say steel cage match. Now, I know something else that Corey will be watching. I would hope. But today is also another day. For today is it's National Animal Crackers Day.
Ooh.
Yes. So, which is your favorite animal cracker? Do you like a camel, an elephant? They have. I can't even remember all the ones they have. They have a bunch of animals.
But I also really like the not frosted. The iced animal crackers.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. Are you a plain? Are you plain animal crackers or the iced?
There's like the icing ones, and then there's like the frosted ones. Yeah. I like the ones that are covered in like the.
It's like a white frosting to it.
Yeah, not that.
Not that one.
No.
Okay.
The iced. I'll show you.
Okay.
The ones that are like pink and they have like.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. So animal crackers. So, but again, what's your favorite animal that you like for the animal crackers?
No. Oh, it's not the iced ones. Not these.
Let me see.
These ones.
We're gonna hold the camera up to hold the phone up to the camera to see.
Wait, now I really want these. Hold on, where is it? Not the iced.
Not the iced. The plain.
No. These.
Why are you showing me a picture of s'mores? Just kidding.
These ones.
These must be new.
No, they're not. Bill, they are not.
I don't remember ever seeing these.
What?
It's the Mother's Circus animals. See, these aren't technically animal. These aren't technically animal crackers.
Okay.
But they're the same thing. They're the same principle. So Jordan's going bougie. She's going bougie on there. Mother's Circus animal cookies. They're not crackers, so it's a little bit different. But I see where you're at. I like them. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Cool.
They're good.
They get the elephant. They get the camel.
Yeah.
It looks like a lion with a giraffe? Looks like a lion with a party hat on.
I don't know.
Is that a lion with a party hat on it? All right.
Is there a giraffe?
Is there a what?
Is there a giraffe animal cracker?
A giraffe?
Yeah. Let me see.
I don't know. Probably. All right, let's see. Okay, Corey, checking back in. No cage matches, but there's a Sin City street fight. Cody Rhodes versus John Cena for the WWE title will be the main event Sunday. So basically, I picked my guy. There's the animal crackers.
There is a giraffe.
There is a giraffe. Okay, I know there's like 50 different
giraffe, tiger, camel, kangaroo. Okay, well they have kangaroo on here, but that looks like a gorilla.
All right, so Corey with the breakdown of the event. So I'm sticking with my guy Cody Rhodes, and then Suzanne asking Corey, who is the main event on Saturday? Well, there it is. That's the main event Sunday. Main event Saturday. Who's the top of the card on Saturday? Corey's probably feverishly typing that in. But the reason we bring up animal crackers and why this is
gorilla, cougar, rhino, monkey, elephant, hippo.
Now, a lot of those animals,
bear, seal.
Not in the Americas. So I don't know if anyone's watched, but on NBC, WTOV 9, let's see, they have the Americas, and it's been narrated by Tom Hanks. and I've caught maybe two or three of the Americas, and basically they travel all over North America, South America, and they go to the all the different climates. They did one story. It was amazing how they could have even got this, but they found a raccoon that lived in a wall in Central Park, right off of one of the main.
Lived in a wall?
Yeah, it had babies and everything in there, and they were climbing the wall, and they go out in the street, and this whole thing. It was, that was one little thing, and it was like, how did they get these shots? Where did they find these things? And then last week, I happened to flip over before I went to bed, and they had these blue whales. And there were 4 blue whales going through the ocean, and they were like showing up. And they think that scientists had never seen anything like this, and they think it was maybe that the male blue whales were showing off for the female to try and hey, I'm your guy if you want to have a baby.
Wait, I gotta watch that.
Oh, it's amazing. You can watch it. I know NBC has Peacock.
Oh,
and
yeah,
you can watch wrestling on Peacock. That's one of the things that they have. And Suzanne just checked in. She says, I love the Americas, and my dad loves the Americas, and we've actually had conversations. How did they get that shot? They say it has taken over 5 years to put this thing together. They had over 200 expeditions and the whole thing. All right, Corey checking back in with the wrestling. CM Punk and Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns. So it's CM Punk versus Seth Rollins versus Roman. So basically, you got 3 guys in the ring. Someone's going to win. Someone's going to lose. 2 guys are going to lose, apparently. So we'll have to see who. I'm going to go. I'll go with Reigns. Why not? All right. So that's what's going on Saturday. Suzanne, very thankful for that answer. But anyway, so Suzanne also into the Americas as well as wrestling. So this weekend on Sunday night, I believe it's Sunday night at 8. They're going to do the Americas, and it's going to be all about how they got this thing shot, because they're out in the middle of Alaska somewhere, or they're and it's kind of like they found this one family of wolves and a polar bear, and they're down in this challenge with the polar bear, and it's kind of like, how did they find this?
Right.
So they're going to have that, and it's going to be probably amazing. I mean, it's the fact that they can get these shots and how they get the shots, it's just amazing. And then the shots that they get it's like everything's prettier than the next. Mm-hmm. Even when it's a violent thing, like if one animal's killing another and it's the survival of it, it's still, this is amazing footage. And it's just, I would imagine photographers love watching that show because the photography is simply incredible. So that is my recommendation for this weekend. More than anything else, watch the Americas, find out how they did that, because it is absolutely sensational. But the other thing that's sensational, Jordan going to the Pirates and Cleveland Guardians this weekend at PNC Park. Look for her. She'll be one of the people cheering for the Pirates.
Maybe. No, I will be.
Yeah. What do you mean you will be? Maybe. You're from Latrobe. Come on. You're Pirates through and through.
I just wish they would, make it to the World Series once in my life.
Well, it's good to have hopes and dreams. Hopes and dreams. They could. You never know.
Never happen in my lifetime.
No, I don't say never. Don't say never.
Never say never.
Never say never. That's right. Never say never. Go Bucks. Go Bucks. Yep. Go Bucks. Suzanne going, go Bucks. Go Buccos. Buccos and Bucks. Bucks.
Go Bucks.
All right.
Buccos.
So how about final note, last night, Penguins Capitals last game of the season.
Yeah.
Man, it's too bad the Penguins didn't play like that the whole season. They had a nice
3
win.
years
Sidney Crosby is just amazing still.
Yeah.
And we didn't talk about it.
Always.
We didn't talk about it the other day. He won 2 awards on the voting by this league peers. Most complete player in the league. I mean, it's just, it never stops. I mean, the margin's getting a little bit slimmer, but he's still, hands down the most complete player.
That's right.
Smartest forward went to your guy, your favorite out in Edmonton.
Connor.
Is he going to win a Stanley Cup this year?
I don't think, but I want them to.
All right. Well, the Penguins aren't in it.
I don't know if they're going to beat the Kings in the first round.
Kings are good. There's a lot of good matchups.
Good ones.
There's a lot of good. You know what's going to be an interesting one right off the bat in the NHL? Tampa, Florida.
Yeah.
You get the whole Sunshine State.
Yeah.
That should be a good
I
matchup.
think Florida will pull through though.
Have you heard the Cleveland Guardians are going back to the Indians, or is this a rumor?
I haven't heard.
I have heard rumblings of that. It could be a rumor. It could be maybe somebody wants to talk about it. It's kind of the same thing with the Washington Commanders. I grew up in Washington at the time. They called themselves the Redskins, and they did away with that. Now they're the Commanders. Well, they're the Washington football team. Now they're the Commanders. I wish they just stayed the Washington football team. Much like the new Utah team in the National Hockey League, the Utah Hockey franchise or whatever.
It's gonna change.
Yeah, So, anyways,
I think that one is stupid.
Okay. Yeah, it is. It's like, really, that's what you come into the league with. You haven't been able to figure out a mascot
After
or
how many
a
years
name.
that you've been planning this?
So Washington, I've heard that they're talking about that as well. So now, is this rumor? Does it have any steam? Does it have any staying power? Are they going to change the name back? Not change the name back? Could be the same thing with the Guardians. But the one thing that happens if you play well and win. Last year, the Guardians went deep in the postseason. Last year, the Commanders went deep in the postseason. I don't think that really changes, the older generation's affiliation or affinity for the nickname that they grew up with.
Yeah.
But if your team's winning, I don't care what you call them. It's Washington and Cleveland, and if they're winning, that's good stuff. So we'll have to wait and see. I mean, I think people are probably talking about it. How seriously? I don't know. Some of it may be rumor as well, but I'm sure someone's talking about it, trying to figure out a way where they can bring it back. But a lot had to happen to have both of those teams change their nicknames to the Guardians and the Commanders. So to go back, I don't see that happening anytime soon, but you never know. But I would say chances would be slim on that. I don't think they're going to want to make that change again. But here's an interesting thing, Jordan. And you know this as well as I know this, follow the money. Mm-hmm. Follow the money. So if they go a few more years and they have the Guardians and the Guardians and the Commanders, and they're like, you know what? Yeah, let's make the change. Why do you make the change? Yeah. Well, now you do all new logos. You go back to the old name. People are buying more stuff. Follow the money. Follow the money. Well, anyways, then we're going to wrap it up today with that. Corey, thanks for jumping in and helping us out with the WrestleMania. So now I have some. If I'm wondering what to watch on Saturday night, Sunday night, jump on and watch WrestleMania.
Yep.
And Corey's hardcore WrestleMania. He used to go to it. He used to go travel. He's been to a couple WrestleManias. Yeah. So, anyways, that's going to do it for today. Wish everybody a blessed weekend this weekend. Hopefully you have, if you do have family and friends or relatives coming over, or you're going to visit someone, safe travels to everybody. And hopefully you have a wonderful time. Everyone has a healthy and happy weekend, and we get to all talk together again on Monday. Until next time, everybody, for Jordan, producer extraordinaire, for Valley Converting, for all that they do for us, I'm Bill Phillips. 2 rules, everybody. Have fun and always try your best. We'll see you on Monday. Have a great weekend, everybody.